Hello, my name's David Seaman, and this is the Three Lions Podcast.
Hello and welcome to the Three Lions Podcast. My name's Russell Osborne, and this is an independent England football supporters podcast. How are you? I hope you're good. It's full steam ahead now on the World Cup, regardless of all the noise surrounding it. It will go ahead, the games will be played, there will be a winner. Will it be England? No, it's too early to say. We need to negotiate those 3 group games before we can even start to think about lifting that trophy. Now, for those that are going, I hope you find this episode helpful and interesting. Hey, even if you're not going, perhaps it's something that you may find interesting for the future, should you decide to head across to either Dallas, Boston or New Jersey. Coming up, I'm delighted to be joined by a couple of people who know those areas well. But before we go to them, don't forget, you can follow the show on social media. Just search Three Lions Podcast on the likes of Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. It's on YouTube too. A like or a follow, always appreciated. And I'll say again, thank you as always for tuning in. It is always appreciated, never taken for granted. I love talking England. I love talking with England fans. And I know the recent episodes where I spoke with Rob Did, the England fan who went to 222 consecutive games, has been really well received. Likewise, the Month to Go episode that I recorded with Charlie from Gate 102 podcast and Gary from Channel England Football. They are both still available at your platform of choice. And when you're listening, as you are now, why not give the show a rating? Give it what you think it deserves. I'm not going to beg for 5 stars, but hey, if you think it deserves it, be my guest. Now, the plan is to have loads more pods across the World Cup, and then afterwards, as don't forget, the Nations League kicks off in September. I'm also hoping to chat with some authors who have written about England. Love those episodes. Perhaps one for when you're looking at your summer holidays if you're not going to the States. Some poolside reading recommendations. And as I've often said before, if you want to get in touch with the show, you can do so. Either do it via those socials, or you can email me, threelionspodcast@gmail.com. Spell it 3, T-H-R-E-E, Lions Podcast. And if you've got an idea for the show, let me know. Run it by me. Let's see what we can do. Okay then, let's get on with this episode. Let's cross the pond and get some hints and tips for the 2026 World Cup. Okay, first up, let's go to Dallas. I'm delighted to welcome to the podcast Jonathan Thompson from the Visit Dallas Tourist Board. Jonathan, hello there.
Hello, mate. Sorry, my accent may have thrown you off a little bit there. I do live in Dallas. I have been here a long time, but I never shook off my Englishness.
Fair enough. You're enjoying it out there, though, are you?
Yeah, I love it out here. Absolutely love it. It's a wonderful city. It's a great lifestyle, and I'm looking forward to welcoming thousands of fellow England fans out here this summer.
I mean, it's not just England fans coming out to Dallas. The stadium's holding 9 games, isn't it, throughout the tournament?
Yeah, so it's we've got the most games of any stadium, I believe. And it's the biggest stadium as well. It holds 94,000. So it's going to be big. And there's going to be a big fan festival downtown as well. So I think Dallas, actually, based on the geography too, right in the middle of the country with one of the biggest airports in the world, is going to be a good base for fans, especially as England. We have our first game here. And depending on how it shakes out in the group, we may be back again at least once after that. So, yeah, it's looking like it's going to be a busy and fun summer down here in Texas.
That's right. Yeah, England against Croatia, 17th of June. I'm guessing that fans will probably come for, 3 days? Would that be a reasonable assumption before moving on?
Yeah, so our second game's in Boston, isn't it?
Yes.
Which I'm going to as well, which I'm very excited about. So I think reasonably, if I was coming from England, I would probably look to come in a couple of days before the game, just to get over the jet lag, get settled. It's going to be hot here.
Right.
In the summer here, it can get to up to 45 degrees. So you've got to make sure you pack the sun cream, pack your bucket hat and your sunglasses. And yeah, I would give myself at least a day to get over the jet lag and really be in the best frame of mind for England's opening game against Croatia.
I mean, I have to say, I don't know a great deal about Dallas other than there was the TV program, and this was where JFK was shot, wasn't it? That's possibly the two things that anyone goes.
Okay, so they're the two things that people mention all the time, or sometimes they mention the Dallas Cowboys as well.
Of course.
Which is the biggest sports franchise in the world.
Wow.
Bigger than Man United or Real Madrid. So those three things, yeah, that's right. So if we just take those three things, actually, because they're all interesting for visitors. JFK, there is a really, really good museum in downtown Dallas, which is actually in the book depository, where Lee Harvey Oswald took the shot from, or the 3 shots from.
Yeah.
And so you can go there, you can see the grassy knoll, and you can actually stand at the window where he took the shot, and you can try and work out if you think there was a second gunman or not. And they did a really good job down there telling the story of the Kennedy administration, of the 60s, of everything that was happening in the background, Russian influence. Did Lee Harvey Oswald act alone? Was someone pulling his strings? Because obviously he was assassinated himself very quickly afterwards.
Yes.
So who was trying to shut him up and why? So one thing that I would say should be top of any visiting fans list would be to check out that museum, because they do a really good job. Obviously, JFK is one of the most famous things here. The old Dallas TV show, older fans might remember. For me, I just remember it was my bedtime when that came on, when the old and it was like bedtime.
Yeah, similar.
So I never really watched it myself, other than sort of cursing it for having to go to bed. But you can go out to South Fork Ranch, which is where they filmed it. It's a real ranch.
Okay.
It's about half an hour outside the city, easy to get to. Some nice tours there to explore the history of the show, see some of the props. That's fun to do. And then you've got the Dallas Cowboys, of course, and it's the Dallas Cowboys Stadium where England will be playing. Absolutely beautiful stadium. It looks like a spaceship.
Right.
And you can do tours of the stadium, which are fun, and I would recommend doing. You get to learn about the team, and you get to learn about the cheerleaders too. They're almost as famous these days as the team, because they've got their own TV show as well.
Yeah.
So I'd recommend doing a stadium tour. Also, that will give you an idea of just how far the stadium is from the city, because it is outside. It's in a satellite town called Arlington.
Right.
So fans need to be aware of that. And to be frank, don't trust the public transport. There is a light rail train called DART, which I think is Dallas Area Rapid Transit. But it takes forever, and it's not reliable, unfortunately. So for England fans, I would be looking to basically Uber to the stadium from wherever you're staying, or stay in Arlington itself, because there are lots of hotels there, and then you can walk to and from the game and do it the other way around. So Uber into Dallas to see the sights, but be near the stadium for the game when all the chaos of the big crowd is happening. That could be a smart play.
Well, I looked, and the England game is the second game that Dallas is hosting. So you would hope that the first game, which I believe is the Netherlands.
It's Japan-Netherlands. I'm going to that one as well, actually. So right. I'm using that one as a dry run for the England game.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Work out where I'm going to park, because I'm going to drive down there. Work out where I'm going to park. Work out, the timings and stuff, and just get an idea of the lay of the land, so the England experience goes smoothly.
Yeah, so I'm thinking that with the Ubers and the transport side of things, they use that first one you'd hope that it all go swimmingly, but if there are any issues, that could be ironed out by that England game.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, certainly everyone here is used to going to the Cowboys games, and that stadium is normally full for Cowboys games. So I can talk about that experience because I do go and watch the Cowboys a lot. I used to actually have a player from London in the Cowboys team, which I was the only person in town with his shirt because he was a guy on the defence that didn't really do much, and he was kind of often on the bench. But I wore his shirt with pride. So for the Cowboys games, the smart thing to do is always to go early and leave early. So I normally get to the stadium about 2 hours before the game, and there's plenty around the stadium. There's a big area called Texas Live, which the best way to describe that would be like it's almost like a massive box park like we have back home in England. Sort of a big beer garden, but on a gigantic Texas scale. So there'll be live music playing in various parts of it. There'll be barbecue being cooked in various parts of it, and a multitude of bars to get drinks from. So that's always good for pre-gaming. And then you can just walk across into the stadium. And then I normally leave Cowboys games halfway through the fourth quarter because otherwise the Uber situation is a nightmare. Obviously, you don't want to be leaving a World Cup match early.
No.
So you might want to, in advance, probably smart to pick a local hotel or bar in Arlington to make your sort of base. Head there immediately after the end of the England game. Have a beer, wait for the traffic to die down, and then hop in an Uber from there.
Good advice.
Arlington, it's not a million miles away. It's about 25 minutes drive from Dallas with no traffic. Right. But if you get stuck in traffic, it can be an hour.
Oh, ouch. Right. Obviously, you mentioned beer and food there. Texas barbecue is quite famous. What's the what sort of delicacies should fans be looking out for?
Yeah, I think barbecue should be quite high on most people's bucket list. I mean, it's funny because obviously I have friends and family from England visiting me here, and so I know what they like to do. So barbecue is normally near the top of their list. There are two places that I think are really good. One of them is called Pecan Lodge. Am I saying that like an American? Pecan.
No, I think I know what you mean.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, pecan. That's what I would call it. Pecan pie.
I've always got to watch myself. I find myself saying water and stuff like that. Pecan Lodge is a really good barbecue joint. It's won multiple awards. Funnily enough, there was a random appearance in there from Tom Cruise a few months ago, which people are still talking about. So if it's good enough for Tom Cruise, it's good enough for the rest of us. They're famous for their brisket, which is absolutely gorgeous. But they do this thing as well called the trough, which is a kind of platter with a little bit of everything. So a little bit of brisket, a little bit of pulled pork, a little bit of homemade sausage, a bit of coleslaw, potato salad. And they're also famous for their banana pudding. So a bit of that as well.
I've got Homer Simpson drizzling here.
So yeah, Pecan Lodge is good. The other place would be Terry Black's, which is a little bit newer. Also really good. Has a nice outdoor area with big fans outside. So even if it's hot, you can sit out there and enjoy the barbecue. And they're both very close to each other in a neighborhood called Deep Ellum.
Right.
Which is just on the outskirts of downtown Dallas. So it's a nice little neighborhood to explore as well. It's full of bars. And actually, we're very excited here in the expat community because they're about to open a British-themed pub called the Queen's Head right by those two barbecue joints. And they're promising it'll be open before the World Cup. So hopefully the Queen's Head will be open for business and serving pints. So, yeah, get that on your list as well.
What's the beer that everyone should be looking for?
Most of the locals will drink Shiner Bock, which is a Dallas beer. There's also Lone Star, which is a famous lager from here. But unfortunately and disappointingly, you'll find that the go-to orders are going to be the same as home, really. It's going to be Stella, Amstel, right. Your regular stuff. I think Texas, if it's going to surprise anyone, it will surprise you by how similar it is to, Dallas in particular. There's a lot of similarities with life back home, mainly because there's quite an international community here. So there are lots of Brits here. There's lots of Australians. It's not as alien as you think it might be. But if you want to try a local beer, go for Shiner Bock or Lone Star.
Go on, let's talk a little bit of football. What is the general feeling in Dallas towards the World Cup? People excited?
Yeah. So, like I said, we have a big expat community, and everyone comes out of the woodwork for the big tournaments. There's a pub downtown called the Harvard Arms, which is also English themed, and it gets absolutely rammed during big tournaments. So, in the final of the Euros, you literally couldn't move down there, and it was full of expats. So there's a big group of us here. I think everyone's pretty excited. I mean, having similar conversations on text threads to, I guess, conversations that you guys will be having back home. You know, how much are the tickets? How do we get some? If we can't get some, where are we going to watch the game? And I think the Fan Fest in downtown Dallas is going to be very popular because it's free. Some of the cities like New York and LA are going to be charging entry for their Fan Fest.
Yeah, I noticed.
But Dallas is going to be free, and it's going to be a really good one as well because it's on the grounds of where we have the State Fair of Texas. So it's already set up for a big event like that. And normally the State Fair lasts a month and then it's just empty for 11 months. It's going to be a good space, good place to hang out, lots of big screens, live music, lots of pop-up bars. You're going to get barbecue down there. There's going to be skills challenges as well, so you show off your football skills to the locals, and a good chance to mingle with other fans too. You know, so I think a lot of people will head there, and otherwise there's a lot of positivity. I think everyone accepts that Croatia is the most difficult game for us in the group. Maybe it's a chance for some revenge after that heartbreaking semi-final, and their team's a little bit older than it was, isn't it? So I would fancy us for sure.
They just seem to have players just always seem to come through, though, don't they?
I know. I am. I mean, but part of me, a sort of dark part of me, is hoping that we draw or even lose that game. Because if we do, and we finish second in the group, then our route through to the final comes back through Dallas, including a semi-final here. So I kind of want to go to the semi-final in Dallas. You know,
from a selfish point of view, I get that.
I know. It is a bit selfish. But I mean, I think hopefully by the time we get to the Panama game, it'll be done and dusted. You know, Ghana are no slouches either. They've got Semenyo, haven't they? And that game in Boston is going to be good too. But I don't know. My gut is telling me that we're going to draw. I think it's going to be 1-1 with Croatia.
Yeah. And what about sort of the American sort of team? What American people thinking of how they can do?
This is actually a funny question because the Americans do not necessarily go for their own team. I've got a lot of friends here who are American, obviously, and what they will tend to do is pick a team, either just because they like the shirt or because their grandpa or great-grandma came from there.
Yeah.
And that will be their World Cup team, right? So, for instance, my wife, her grandma is from Belgium, so she's going to root for Belgium. She's got her Belgium shirt, even though she's an American, quite clearly. Yeah. Another one of my friends is got his Sweden shirt, very excited that Sweden made it through the playoffs because he had a grandparent from Sweden. So it's not the same atmosphere. It's not like USA. It's more about the spectacle and the idea that this is going to be 104 games?
I believe so,
like
yes.
Yeah, 104 Super Bowls. They've got that message. Yes. And a lot of them just want to see one game, just be at one game. And they don't really care if the US progresses or not. Now, of course, there are hardcore fans, just like anywhere else, who do care about the US, who will be going to Seattle and Los Angeles to watch those games. And there's a couple of Dallas-born players in the team, so they will be supporting them. But most Americans are more neutral. For them, it's almost like watching the Olympics. It's a big sporting spectacle that they will have on the TV, that they will talk about in day-to-day life, but they're not going to be heartbroken when the US inevitably crashes out in the round of 32.
Fair enough. If you were to put your money where your mouth is, who are you saying is going to win it?
Spain.
Yeah, it's a good shout. Spain or France, I think, for me.
Yeah, Spain or France. I think Argentina are going to be overrated. I think Portugal are going to be underrated, and I think Norway are going to be a bit of a dark horse. I think Norway could make a push to the quarters, maybe.
Are they just relying on one player?
No, it's not though, is it? It's Odegaard and Oscar Bob, and they've got a few in there. They've got Strand Larsen as well, haven't they? So Yeah, all eyes are going to be on Haaland, but I think they've actually got the spine of a decent team as well. But they're in the group of death, so we'll see if they can get past France and Senegal. So it's going to be interesting. I mean, it's good that it's expanded to a level where we've got 48 teams for the first time. It's just going to be an absolutely wonderful feast of football, and I'm really glad and proud that Dallas is right at the heart of it with more games than anywhere else. And also, Dallas has the media center as well. So all of the TV broadcasts are going to be from here. So we're going to have whoever it may be. I don't know. I'm a bit out of touch. Is it still Gary Lineker?
I believe Gary Lineker's doing his own. Is he doing some sort of Netflix thing? I think.
Oh, is he?
I believe so. Yeah, but there were. I don't know. BBC or ITV will have an anchor out there.
Yeah. Sure, I'm sure your Rio Ferdinands and your Roy Keanes and your Gary Nevilles will all be out here getting their barbecue in Pecan Lodge, going to the JFK Museum, getting a Shiner Bock beer. And it's great because, Dallas is front and centre. And it's a shame we didn't get the final because we were the runners-up for the final. But unfortunately, New Jersey took that. But we're hopeful that we get the Women's World Cup final because the Women's World Cup is coming here too in 2031.
Okay. Well, we may be coming back to you for that.
Yeah, it's coming home.
Yes.
For me.
Yeah. Jonathan.
I think the other two things that I wanted to mention, because there's a couple of quite interesting things that have happened here. We've got a new thing here called Toca Social, which I don't know. I think you might have it in London as well, but it's like an interactive football experience, almost like going to a bowling alley, but you're kicking a football. You're doing skills challenges, but you're also having food and drink, like the way Top Golf is like a social thing for golf. Toca Social is the same thing for football. And they just opened in Dallas, which is great. And we've also got Cosm, which is this kind of 3D cinema.
I think I've seen
in the world. There's one in Los Angeles and one in Dallas. And watching a game in there is absolutely crazy. It really feels like you're in the stadium.
Does it?
And yet you're just sitting in Dallas watching a curved screen. So for any fans that come over and don't have tickets, that's something to check out as well. Cosm, really, really good experience. I've been down there to watch Premier League, and honestly, you can almost smell the fans in the seats in front of you, but they're in the ground, and you're watching them on screen. So,
and I assume they'll be doing World Cup games in there.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And is that central?
No, I mean Dallas is a very sort of spread out city. I mean, it's better to think of Dallas as DFW. So it's almost like thinking of London not just as the West End, but as Greater London, right?
Yeah.
So, if we're talking Greater London equivalent, then the stadium's going to be roughly where, say, Heathrow Airport is.
Yeah.
And Cosm and Toca Social are both right next to each other, but they're out to the north. So they're going to be, say, I don't know, Stanmore, the end of the Jubilee line.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So again, 25, 30-minute Uber ride. It's like when you're in London, everything's an hour away on the tube. When you're in Dallas, everything's about 25 minutes away in a car. So expect a 25-minute Uber ride to wherever you want to go. And I would recommend Toca and Cosm.
Sounds good. Jonathan, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciated. I'm guessing the Dallas Tourist Board is going to be out and about and helping people out.
Yeah. There's a lot of plans in place, and hopefully there'll be a lot of advice on the website which can help visiting fans have the best time possible.
Go on, just tell us where they can find that.
So it's just visitdallas.com.
There we go. Thank you very much.
No, thank you, and come on, England. Many thanks to Jonathan there. So England will move on from Dallas to Boston to face Ghana, and then on to New Jersey, where they will finish their group against Panama. Now, this time I'm delighted to be joined by Steve Blackburn from the North American Travel Service. He's going to guide us around both of those destinations. Steve, hello there.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. We've got another English voice, just like Jonathan before in Dallas.
Yeah,
Whereabouts are you?
I'm actually in Oldham, but I am
Right.
from Yorkshire, so you'll probably have a bit of Yorkshire accent in there. So based in Leeds, but I actually live in Oldham in the other side of the Pennines.
Gotcha. And you work for the North American Travel Service then, by all accounts.
Yep, North American Travel Service. I've worked for them for 40 years, so I think I've been to Boston enough times to know the ins and outs, and also New York, of what fans should expect and hope to see.
This is you're the exact person we need to speak to. So,
I was just going to say, I think England got lucky with the draw by getting in. First of all, they were in the States rather than Mexico, so that helps a lot with logistics.
yeah.
And I don't think there's any better two cities to be in than New York and Boston, two iconic East Coast cities.
Let's start with Boston. And as I said to Jonathan about Dallas, there's a couple of things I know about Dallas. And Boston, the one thing that came to my mind was the Boston Tea Party. That's the only thing I've never been to Boston. That's my only point of reference.
Okay. Well, in a nutshell, Boston Tea Party is the thing that set the whole war of Battle of Independence against the Brits, and it still exists. It's essentially the replica boat where they threw the tea crates off the boat when they were against the taxation. So it is a tourist bit, but generally in Boston, it's a fairly small city. And I always think of it as in two parts. You've got the downtown district, and that's where the fan zone is going to be at the Boston City Hall Plaza. And the downtown bit is where you got your skyscrapers and your shops and your restaurants and the Freedom Trail. And the Freedom Trail is essentially a red brick lined pavements around that part of the city. And it follows and goes to all the historical sites, the old courthouse, Faneuil Hall. And it's a free guided tour, if you like, without needing a guided tour.
Okay.
So anybody who's interested in the historical sites of old Boston, the meeting house and things like that, they'll just follow the Freedom Trail, and it's literally follow the red brick road around that part of Boston.
Yeah.
You've then got Boston Common, which is the large park, which then connects to what is called Boston Back Bay. Now, Boston Back Bay didn't exist back in the 1700s. It's basically landfill, and they've called it Back Bay. And on Back Bay is where a lot of the shops and a lot of the restaurants and the hotels are situated. But getting between Back Bay and downtown, you're looking at 15, 20-minute walk. For those who don't want to walk, you can take the public transport, which is called the T line. It's like the London Underground.
Oh, yeah.
And essentially, you're looking at 3 stops from Back Bay to downtown. It says that close. So it's all walkable. People who want to get out and beyond Boston, the T line is great. It's just like I said, the London Underground, you can buy the equivalent of the Oyster card, unlimited travel around all the districts. But generally speaking, everybody will probably stay in the downtown and the Back Bay area of Boston.
Now, the stadium is the Gillette Stadium, which I believe is located is it Foxborough?
Yep, Foxborough, a small town of Foxborough. It's about 20-odd miles south of Boston City. It's the home of the New England Patriots, the NFL football team.
Right.
I've been by there and almost missed my flight when I didn't realise there was a home game, and I drove past it just as the fans were leaving the stadium.
Oh, dear.
So it was bedlam, and we were panicking. We were flying out that evening. And I'd been watching the game on TV in the shopping mall where we'd just been, and it never crossed my mind when the sat-nav told me to go through Foxborough and by the stadium. Stupid. But anyways, it's 20 miles away, so it's not in Boston. But again, getting there on the match day, they're doing trains. So the Boston City South Street Station, which is the main train station terminus in Boston, that's where they're going to take trains from. And the trains will go right to the stadium at Foxborough. The train station there is next to the stadium. It's because of the NFL, basically. Right. They've got to get all the fans there and back.
Yes.
So I know that they set that up. It takes about an hour. Tickets are going to be bought in advance. That's important. They won't get train tickets on the station on the day of the match. So fans have got to go on the M-Ticket mobile app and get them tickets bought in advance. Okay. There's plenty of trains. They leave every 15 minutes. and trains leave kind of 30 minutes after the final whistle. So again, there's still plenty of time to enjoy being around the stadium. No panic, plenty of trains, but get that ticket in advance. That's important.
Good stuff. Good advice. Obviously, you said that you got caught in traffic there. It obviously does get busy around there.
Oh, when the fans are leaving a stadium of 50, 60,000 people, it's, The thing is, the police there, the Massachusetts state troopers, they're the police, but they're more like a militia army. You don't argue with these guys. If they stop the traffic, you're stopping. And if they're telling people to move in one direction, you go in the direction these state troopers are telling you. So it'll be well policed and it will be well organised. That is for sure.
Fair enough. Well, sites, we've mentioned the one site in Boston there. What other things can people look out for?
Yeah, I think what they need to look out for is it's good to have a look around Boston Common. It's nice. And just off Boston Common is the Cheers Bar. So if you remember the old 80s sitcom with Fraser Crane and everything, that's where it is.
How did I miss that one out?
Yep. So Cheers Bar. It's not exactly the same interior that's on the TV show, but It's still there. And they do have the cardboard cutouts of the characters inside the bar. It's a bit touristy, but it's something you've got to do. So that is right by Boston Common, the Cheers Bar.
Okay. Go on then. Does Boston have its food or beer specialities? What should we be looking out for there?
Okay, do you know the one thing about Boston is it's full of Irish. So Irish bars galore. And even though it's England playing, it won't be a problem. The Irish bars are lively, plenty of them. So if anybody's wanting a pint of Guinness, you're going to get it in Boston, that's for sure. The food, the big deal with the food there is clam chowder. That's a seafoody dish. And there's also lobster rolls. That's another Boston delight. So any food is there. Lobster rolls, clam chowder. They're the two big things to go for.
Lobster roll. Can't say I've heard of a lobster roll. I'm going to have to Google that one.
Yeah, it's what they eat there. So whereas we would have a chip butty in the UK, they have a lobster roll.
Let's see. Fair enough. For fans maybe who had decided to miss the game in Dallas and they're flying into Boston for this game, where are they flying into? What's the logistics between the airport and then getting to central area?
Yeah, Boston Airport is called Boston Logan Airport. It's literally across the river from downtown. You can see the planes landing from downtown. It's about 4 to 6 miles away. That's all it is. It's a short cab ride. It's nothing of a distance. If you're staying in the part of downtown that's close to the river, you can watch the planes land on the runway. It's that close.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so getting from Boston Airport's real easy, short cab ride. Boston as a city is walkable. You got downtown, you got Back Bay. Restaurants are dotted all over the place. Irish bars galore. I can give you a couple of names of pubs and bars and stuff that I don't know if fans want to look out for these places.
Yeah, go on, give us some recommendations.
Yeah, the one place that I got drunk in many a time is a pub called the Hub Pub, Hub, Pub, and it's in the downtown part. And it's an Irish bar, but what's good about it, it actually does serve the best lobster rolls in Boston, in my opinion. So wash those down with a pint of Guinness in the Hub Pub. Near where the fan zone is, with the City Plaza, there's a pub called the Sam Adams Tap Room. Sam Adams is their local lager, their local beer. Sam Adams is one of the characters from the Revolutionary War. So he's an historical figure. So there's a beer named after him. Yeah. And there's actually a bar called the Sam Adams Tap Room. Local brew, good food and sports on TV. So that's near the actual fan zone.
Ticks all those boxes, doesn't it?
It does. It's perfect, yeah. And then there's another Irish bar just round the corner from it, actually, called Emmett's, Emmetts. Yeah, Emmett's. And again, that's another lively Irish bar. Live music, sports on, good pint of Guinness. And then next door to that, actually, is a famous oyster restaurant, if anybody wants oysters. It's called the Union Oyster House. And each of the US presidents that visit Boston always make a beeline for this place to have oysters. It's that kind of famous place. The fans will see it because it's literally around the corner from where they're going to be congregating in that City Plaza bit.
I've just got visions now of a load of England fans all sliding oysters down their neck.
And washing it down with a pint of Guinness.
Yes.
Yeah. Superb.
all getting lively. Because isn't oysters an aphrodisiac, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So it could get a bit funny if there's a couple of Irish girls in those bars. Who knows?
Great
It'd be good fun. Anyway, at the end of the day, it's a fun city as Boston. Real fun.
Good to know. What sort of weather's going to be like in that sort of time of year? Or June?
Yeah, June. It could be hot actually. Yeah, it could be quite hot and a bit humid. So I think the fans will definitely be with shorts and t-shirts. That's for sure.
Yeah,
might get a little bit of rainfall if it's bad luck, but generally it'll be hot, humid.
Well, the next game isn't a million miles away, is it? It's Panama in New Jersey. Now,
yeah,
New Jersey to me is Bruce Springsteen, Bon Jovi, and wasn't it where The Sopranos was set?
It is. Yeah, it is. I mean, New Jersey is a state. People don't really get it, but New York State is a completely different state. New Jersey is its own state.
Right.
It's literally across the river from Manhattan. Manhattan being the island in New York City.
Yes.
You go across the river, it's New Jersey. So it's next door, literally a stone's throw away. So New York State, New Jersey connect to each other. But fans staying in New York City are literally, if they look across the river, they're looking at New Jersey.
Okay, it's that close then.
It is. New Jersey as a state stretches all the way down the Atlantic. So there's other parts of New Jersey, Atlantic City, for example, but I don't think the fans are probably going to be bothered about that. They're just going to stay and sit around New York City and just go to the stadium because there's nothing else in New Jersey of interest other than the football stadium, to be honest. Okay. That part of New Jersey.
Yeah. Well, that is the MetLife Stadium, and that's where the final is going to be played. So let's say that fans are staying central New York. They're in, I don't know, Times Square, just off Times Square.
Yeah.
How far is it from there to the MetLife Stadium?
It's about, I would guess about 15 miles-ish. Okay. However, transportation links there. You've got the trains and the subway system, but FIFA have put on some buses, and I think that's the way the fans want to go, in my opinion, because the central bus station in Manhattan, which is called Port Authority Bus Terminal, or Midtown East, I think is the other one, but Port Authority is literally 42nd Street and 7th Avenue. It's literally round the corner from the Times Square area. I was in New York last year. We stayed at the Westin, which is around the corner from there. So we use the Port Authority, the 42nd Street station a lot to get around Manhattan and everything. So I think if the fans get there, pre-book that bus ticket in advance, and that bus is going to take them straight to the stadium, no messing about. And then it'll take them straight back to Port Authority, Manhattan, by going on the underground, the train, the subway, the New Jersey Transit. That's a bit messy because it only goes as far as a place called Secaucus. And then the fans have got to get from Secaucus to the stadium, which is a bit too far to walk. There'll be buses put on there. So for me, the fans just need to get on those preset shuttle buses for the football fans.
Yeah, and it's
out of Manhattan.
Yeah, we're talking on a day where they've been talking or announcing that there will be, I think it's $20 for a one of these shuttle buses that I assume is going from where you say just.
Well, if they're going to set them down as $20, that's fine. The last I heard, it was $80. I think they were charging $80. But if they're kind of getting closer and there's negotiations and they're reducing the fares, then brilliant. But I'd still, me as a fan in New York, I would still be happy to pay the $80 just to get from Manhattan direct to the stadium and then back from the stadium direct back to Manhattan. Yeah. Saves a lot of hassle with the New Jersey Transit. I will pay the $80 if that's what it ends up being. If they reduce it down to 20, bingo, go for it. Yeah. But again, fans have got to book this in advance because there's only so many buses, so many seats. So yeah, the fans have got to get that booked in advance. Yeah. But yeah, I'd take the bus.
So what is around the MetLife Stadium for those that are just maybe get there early or going to stay back a little bit? Is there anything around there to while a couple of hours away?
Not really. It's essentially it's been built for the sports. So it's similar like going to Wembley. What's around Wembley? Not a great deal.
Yeah.
From a spectator, interesting sightsee kind of point. But the one thing that they will be doing is there'll be a lot of kind of fan zoney kind of setups around the stadium. So there'll be no shortage of going for beers and stuff and food. But there's nothing particular. I wouldn't be going there hours and hours ahead of the game kickoff because there's nothing around there really. I think it'd be better just to stay in New York City and then get in one of the buses a couple of hours before kickoff maximum. I wouldn't go any earlier than that.
Okay. Well, for those that haven't been to New York, we've all seen various sites on the telly and pictures. Go on, tell us your top 3 sites, things to do in New York if someone has got 3 days there.
Yeah, okay. Well, the main site that I always think is a must-see, Statue of Liberty.
Yeah.
You get down by subway down to Battery Park, which is right at the tip of Manhattan Island. While you're there, you can go and have a look at Wall Street and the Freedom Tower where the 9/11 memorial is. So there's a few other things down there as well. But the main thing is you get the ferry across to the Statue of Liberty. You get on Statue on the island itself. It's got a museum about what it's all about, how it was made, who made it, and why. And you can even go up the pedestal. You could even go up in the crown if people book early enough, but that does get booked up. But just going on tickets onto the pedestals, great views of Manhattan. The skyline's fantastic. And then it obviously continues the ferry ride to the next place, which is Ellis Island. So if anybody's got any interest in the immigration history, they can get off the ferry, have a look at the Ellis Island Museum. Then the ferry goes back to Battery Park. So it's kind of a Battery Park, Statue of Liberty Island, Ellis Island, back to Battery Park. All one ticket, gets you those 2 places. That's my top one, Statue of Liberty.
Yeah.
Second one is one of the viewing platforms of the skyscrapers. Empire State Building is still the iconic one to do. And it's famous with the King Kong movie and all that kind of stuff. However, there's a new one. It's actually the tallest skyscraper in New York. It's called Summit One at Vanderbilt. It's basically connected to Grand Central Station. And what they've done there is they've got the top 4 floors, and it's more of an interactive experience. Glass galore, light show, music. There's one floor which is full of these silver helium balloons that are floating all over the place. So if you do it at night when the skyline's lit up, it just gives you this different experience of viewing. And the good thing about that one as well is that you actually look down at Empire State Building and you look down at Chrysler because you're that high up. So Summit One, that is definitely one of the better viewing platforms, in my opinion. But of course, I think everybody still has to do Empire State because it's iconic.
Absolutely, yeah. And you mentioned about the Statue of Liberty. I've been fortunate enough to go inside the crown there, and that's quite something.
Yeah. But it's one of those. I think the fans have probably left it too late now because it's one of these that gets booked up 12 months in advance. But you never know, might get lucky. If anybody can get it up, then go for it. And then the third must do, and this is kind of just a bit of a cheeky one, really, is the boys that have been allowed to go to the States to watch the football should take a visit to Tiffany's on 5th Avenue.
Oh, right.
And just treat the ladies to a nice little bit of jewellery as a thank you for letting them go to the World Cup.
That's if they've got enough money left.
That's if they've got some money left. Yeah, a couple $100 to get a nice little silver bracelet from Tiffany's with a Tiffany bag. It's a one of a kind, yeah. So the lads should do that. Tiffany's on 5th Avenue. Do it. Treat your girls.
Too right. Well, let's be honest, there will be the girls going as well. Was that?
Well, they'll be dragging the men in because they'll all want to go to Tiffany's. So hey ho, they're going to get it what they want anyway.
Was that where the song came from? Breakfast at Tiffany's?
It is. Yeah, it's all connected to that. Yeah.
Fair enough. Yes. Go on then. Food and culinary delights and a drink around New York.
Oh, well, again, bars galore, no problem. But I think the fans are probably going to be around about Times Square as that unofficial kind of congregational place. Just off Times Square, there's a pizza restaurant that's actually within an old church. It doesn't look much from the outside, but once you go in, the ceiling and the decor is superb. And the good thing about it, the pizzas come out the size of bin lids. It's called John's Pizzeria at Times Square. It's a little gem of a place. It's hard to find unless you know exactly where it is. But like I say, it's in an old church. It's just stunning. And it's not expensive. And the pizzas are massive. So that will be one place to go to. Another favourite of mine is actually the TikTok New York Diner, which is connected to one of the hotels down there, the New Yorker Hotel. It's near Madison Square Garden, but it's an Art Deco diner, an old-fashioned American diner. With it being Art Deco, it's just got that extra little bit of elegance to it, and that's great for breakfast.
Okay.
And then anybody who's a fan of Robert De Niro is a co-owner of a restaurant down in the Tribeca district of Manhattan. So if you go down to Tribeca, there's actually the Tribeca Grill. So it does steaks and all that kind of stuff, but it's actually co-owned by Robert De Niro, so that's kind of a cool place to go and hang out.
Does he turn up often?
Occasionally. I know the odd one or two that's seen him, but yeah, he's a co-owner there, so he's you never know, might bump into him.
Yes.
And then the other thing that's iconic with New York with food is the hot dog stands. So these hot dog stands are kind of dotted around all over the city on street corners. One of the nicest ones that I've done is actually outside the Mark Hotel, which is just up near Central Park, the Upper East Side. The Mark Hotel is a fantastic 5-star luxury hotel, but they do have this hot dog stand right outside. Yeah, you know you're getting a quality hot dog there rather than from some dodgy character wherever pushing their cart. So anybody who wants a nice hot dog, and I know there'll be some picky eaters out there, if the girls are going, they don't like the look of these carts, street food thing. The Mark hot dog, that's where you want to go.
Mark hot dog. Is that a foot long or something? Or it got all the...
it comes with all the trimmings. It comes with all the trimmings, but you just know with it being a street cart, but it's part of the Mark Hotel. It's clean, hygienic, and you'll not get a dicky tummy from it.
That's what you wanted. I mean, we all need a hot dog inside us, but need a beer as well. Is there a beer of choice from New York?
Beer of choice. I think there's so many craft breweries now these days. They go with the IPA quite a lot. Whatever bar you go in New York will have an IPA of a local brew, some description. Yeah, they're real big into the craft breweries these days. So getting a craft beer, a nice beer, it doesn't have to be the usual Budweiser, fizzy pop kind of stuff. No, they're really gone in for the craft beers. Yeah. I don't know of one particular one. I just go and ask for an IPA because if you go into a bar, they've got these on tap, generally anyway. Well, one good thing to do is ever stroll across Brooklyn Bridge and view the Manhattan skyline from Brooklyn.
Right, yeah.
So that's quite a nice thing to do. I also quite like just going into Central Park, actually. People don't realise just how big a place it is. So, yeah, ever walk in Central Park, I think people should do that.
You go find the Home Alone, where the lady... I mean, I guess there's so
exactly, the Home Alone. Yeah, if they go up to Central Park, they can also go to the Plaza Hotel and pop the heads in where the Home Alone stayed.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you got all that little bit. I also actually quite like the downtown part of Manhattan. People kind of just think it's all Midtown, where the Empire State Building is and all that kind of stuff. But downtown's kind of a cool place now. So go see Wall Street and all that kind of stuff. But there's one thing that's down there that's worth a look. The Ghostbusters headquarters, you know, the fire station.
Oh, yes.
It's down there. And it is actually a working fire station. But it's got all the Ghostbuster signage outside. So you got all these fans congregating, buying the souvenirs from the firemen, and then suddenly they might just get a call out, putting the blue lights on, and they're going out. So that's quite a cool thing to see. I wasn't a particular fan of Ghostbusters, but we went last year, and one of the young lads who we went with, he's a big movie fan. He said, I want to go see Ghostbusters HQ. I didn't really know what he was talking about. But I must admit, when I got there, I thought, yeah, this is a cool thing to see. So, yeah Ghostbusters HQ.
Wonderful film, Ghostbusters. Well, go on, the North American Travel Service. I guess they're dotted around the city if anyone wants to drop in, or can they get in touch?
Well, they can get in touch with us using our website. We've got all the phone numbers and the chat online and all that kind of stuff. So they just have to go onto the North America Travel Service website. And any questions, go onto the chat 24/7. We'll have somebody there.
Great stuff. Steve, many, many thanks. Really appreciated for your time. I know fans are going to find it helpful. Okay. Really, thank you.
So, Yeah, good. You're welcome. So, yeah, keep on rocking with these podcasts. They're good. And, let's hope England do the business.
Let's hope so. We're all keeping our fingers crossed.
Exactly. Okay, Russell. Appreciate it. Cheers.
Thanks to Steve there for his time. The website, once again, is NorthAmericanTravelService.com. Also, a quick word of thanks to Yvonne Spencer for her help. And once again, for Dallas, it's visitdallas.com. Cheers to Jonathan Thompson. And also thank you to Zane Harrington for connecting us together. Now, if you are going stateside, then I hope it's given you a couple of ideas to help you along the way. Or even if you're not going just yet, but thinking, well, sometime in the future, then why not bookmark the pod and come back to it? Let's leave it there. Thanks as always for joining me. Always appreciated. I will be back with you very soon with some more England-related content. I hope you can join me for it. So until then, take care of yourselves. Cheers.